Looky what else we got. These are little chicks that come from David Monroe. He gave us some eggs at the shindig, and they started hatching right before we left for Baker Creek, and they are lively. Oh, wow. Would you look at this? They have started hatching. I didn't think they was gonna. They did. Can you see it? Let's see how many we got. There's 3. One, 2, number 3. Just when I started to think they wasn't gonna hatch, and here they pop out. Now would you look at that? Just as cute as the quail. Baby pheasants given to us from Reap What You Sow. I am so tickled they hatched.
What's going on, YouTube family? It's Andrea here at VW Family Farm, and today we're going to take you along. We got a lot to accomplish. We've got sheep to get out and start rotating again. They've been in their permanent pasture. We've had a meat chicken mishap I'm going to show you about. So let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, this is our backyard. It is getting grown up. We've been gone to Baker Creek. We've had the sheep put up and it is growing like crazy. We've had tons of rain. So it is time to get them out, get them rotating around the yard to start eating it down. And then we have a few places to trim up. But Emily and I are going to work first and set up a pen for these sheep to get out of their permanent pasture. And here's my helper, looking beautiful. You ready to help me?
Yes.
Okay, let's get busy. If you ever buy Premier One fencing, get the step-in stakes at the bottom. Just a little word of advice. Sometimes they're very hard to get in the ground.
Okay guys, as y'all can see, there is a bunch of meat chickens and they're already starting to get really big. So we're gonna have to move them out because there's been some dying. So I'm just going to move them out for my mom. I'm gonna put them in some cages and then she'll come out and tell y'all what's all been happening with them and why we're having to move them out and shovel the pen out.
Okay, so I'm out here at the barn helping Emily. We're about to get the meat chickens out of the barn. They're in here. I'm sure she told you some of this because we've been having flooding rain. They had to get into a dry place. They had to get out of our garage because they were getting too many of them for the little tubs they were in. We brought them out to the brooder out here and there was just too many of them for the brooder. We had 150 to start with, and then in this pen, we had a really cold snap. I told y'all that on Lane's birthday video. We had several heat lamps in this pen, but they all decided to pile up under one, and they like to pile on top of each other. And we lost 58 meat chickens in one night. They all piled on top of each other, and everyone on the bottom got smothered. It was horrible, nasty. We cleaned it all up. We spread the lights way apart and kind of moved them, little groups here and there under the different lights, trying to encourage them to not pile up together. Thankfully, we've had a couple more cold nights, and we've lost a couple more since then, but nothing like the 58 we lost in one night. So that really put a hurt on our meat chicken population around here, but that's just the way it is. We've had flooding rains before in the spring and had them like almost drown outside, and we'd have to save them during the middle of the night, things like that. So that's why we've gotten these meat chickens later than we ever have any before. We may even push later next year. We noticed some of the people on YouTube raising meat chickens even in the fall. So that may be something we look at for next year, not even getting them at all in the early part of the summer, but it is what it is. This is where we are. We've still got quite a few left. In fact, as we move them, I'm gonna count them, but we may just go with what we have this year, because we have a couple more trips planned this year, and timing was critical on when we were getting these things and when we were gonna be processing them. So it just may have to be that for this year. So let's get to moving them. So we're moving meat chickens, and I found a little visitor in the barn. Pretty sure that's a king snake. Which around here, king snakes are welcome. All right, so I'm fixing to put these meat chickens in these chicken tractors, and then they'll move all over our yard. And I'm gonna do a count to see how many are left after the major die-off. Okay, I don't know if you counted, but that's 72 left out of 156. So that's terrible, terrible, terrible. But we need about 70 for us and my parents. So it is what it is. Okay, they're set up with food and water. Nice dry place. Let's hope we don't lose any more. So I'm walking back up to the house after doing the meat chickens, and I find this strange looking creature.
It's the newest fashion.
Really, what are you doing?
Catching swarms, but I don't know what I'm doing.
Why not?
Daddy called at work. Well, he actually came home from work and was here for just a split second, and looks over right as he's leaving and says, "Hey, we've got yet another swarm, but I gotta go." So don't know what I'm doing, but he sent me over there to catch it.
You get it?
I think so.
You should take the camera.
It wouldn't have been pretty.
You got them in a box?
I think so. They're going in it.
So are you done?
I hope.
Let's go eat.
Yes.
All right, next step in this animal move for today. The little chicks out of the garage are in nastiness. They are going in this pen out here. But first we gotta shovel some poop from the meat chickens out of the pen. So, Emily, you might as well help me. If you homestead, or if you're wanting to homestead, you better get used to poop, because it's everywhere.
And it smells.
Especially meat birds, they poop a lot in a hurry. So I'm shoveling it out before I put these little Easter eggers in here, because it's already nasty.
What are you doing?
Trying to get this smell out of my nose.
And we also gotta haul off all this crap poop too.
Well, when I haul it off, I put it in the compost.
Yeah, compost, not haul it off.
This is fun. Real fun. Okay, the poop is scooped. The chicks are moved. So we've got sheep moved and goats moved. We got meat chickens moved out, where hopefully they're gonna make it. The rest of them are gonna make it. And we've got Easter eggers moved out here. So I feel like we've done a good job. So thanks for hanging out with us. We're gonna part ways. I've gotta go do some other stuff. Tomorrow you'll be seeing the final touches on the garden. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will talk to y'all later. God bless.